Hi alla samman. Coucou tout le monde. Hallo Idrin. Hola a todos los mundos. Hallo Leute. Random Reads. Hey guys, it's me, Hope from Random Reads, and today I'm going to be talking about something that I'm very excited to talk about. It's my favorite subject, or at least one of them, and that is the show Skam. So if you don't know what Skam is, I'm going to explain it real quick. It is a Norwegian web series that was started in 2015 and it ran all the way to 2017. So it only lasted 2 short years and there were 4 seasons. So even though it lasted a really short time and there was only 4 very short seasons, maybe 10 episodes per season, it blew up. It became very popular. So a year later in 2018, 8 different countries decided to pick up the show and make their own remakes. So in chronological order, there was France, Germany, Italy, the United States, Spain, the Netherlands, and Belgium. So now there are those remakes of Skam, and some of them are still filming as we speak. So the show is still ongoing, even though it kind of ended in 2017, and Skam France was the only one to go past the 4 seasons. So I'm not really going to be talking about the components of the show today. I'm not going to be talking about the plot or the characters or any of that stuff, but instead I'm going to be talking about why you should be watching Skam, especially if you're a polyglot or a language learner, a language enthusiast, or a linguist, or any of those things. You should definitely be watching Skam. Number 1, familiarity with the plot. One of the better strategies that you can use when it comes to learning a language is reading or watching something that you're already familiar with. So for example, if you read, say, Fault in Our Stars in English, and that's your native language, and you're learning German, then it would be a good idea to read Fault in Our Stars in German, so that instead of sitting around being confused about the plot, you are only focusing on the language because you're already familiar with what happens and who's in the story and all those different things. So it makes it a lot easier to focus on the actual language itself. So if you've already watched one of the Skams, then you can watch any of the other ones and be pretty familiar with the plot. So instead of being confused about what's going on, you can be focusing on the language that is being used. Number 2, casual language. You do not want to learn a language and go around like a walking, talking textbook. Like, that does not work. I think a lot of the times people are realizing this now, but it's very important to learn how to speak the language like actual people speak. So since it's a teenage drama, you're having a lot of colloquial language and you're having slang and a lot of things you otherwise wouldn't really be able to learn unless you were watching something that has young people in that country speaking. So for example, with Skam France, I learned a lot of different slang and I became familiar with verlan, which is basically like Pig Latin in French, and that's what a lot of people use for slang. So they swap the end and the beginning of the words. There's a word like louche becomes chelou, and other words like meuf and mec, like all those words I wouldn't have known unless I watched Skam France. So very important thing is learning slang and colloquial language, and that is definitely possible with Skam because they're teenagers and people in their 20s. Number 4, it's actually interesting. So a lot of polyglots and language learners bump into this problem when they're learning the language and they're just settling with content. They are watching things that they're actually not interested in just because it happens to be in their target language. This has happened to me and it's happened to a lot of other people. I'm watching shows that I would never watch if they were in English. I'm just watching them because they're in the language I'm learning and there just happens to be nothing else. So I'm not saying everyone loves teenage dramas, but it definitely is entertaining. The plot is very entertaining, and even if you're not in love with it, I think a lot of people will be interested. It is a lot easier to learn from a show or a movie or a book if you're actually interested in the plot and in the characters and all this type of stuff, because then you're invested and then you're really just paying attention to everything that's happening. Lastly, It's in 8 languages. Like, come on, that is crazy. It's a show that has been remade so many times in different languages, but that's not the only difference. You have to change the plot a little bit to fit each character. So you're not only having a change in language, but you're also having a change in plot just a little bit so that it can fit the culture and it can fit the country. And I think as a person who's interested in languages and culture, it's really interesting to see how, maybe some aspects of the show that happened originally in Norway are not possible in Skam Espana, because maybe just some things that happen in Norway would never happen in Spain, or some things that happen in Spain would never happen in the Netherlands, for a teenager. So it's just very interesting to watch the same thing over again, but not really feel like it's the same thing. Bonus, the fandom is awesome. The fandom is humongous. Skam has a great fandom. There's so many people who are watching this show, even if you don't realize it, even if you've never heard anyone talking about it. It's humongous, and it's actually like, just go on Instagram, go on Twitter, go on Tumblr, and search up, like, for the hashtag Skam. You're gonna find a lot of hilarious things. And so when you're part of that fandom, then you're even more exposed to other people around the world who are watching it from different countries, and that will help you learn a language even more. So yeah, that's the whole video. I hope that made sense. I think my main point is that it's a really cool show. I'm obviously obsessed with it, but if you love languages, then it's even more cool because it's available in multiple languages, and it might be picked up by even more countries. I've heard a rumor that Poland might pick it up and Peru might pick it up. So I just think it's a really cool thing, and you should go check it out. So link down in the description if you are interested in checking out Skam. If you do check it out, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in another video later. Bye!